Hi, my name is Paul Alexandre Michel Albert Bourieau, but they call me Polo, and I am a sculptor here in Hong Kong. I arrived here by mistake during another pandemic, and I fell in love. I've been traveling a lot since I was young, but I never seen such a vertical city before. I'm not sure what fascinated me the most at the time. The buildings, the energy of the people, the global melting pot identity, and we are building a brand new world altogether. In fact, I focused my work since then in trying to rekindle a natural relationship in between sculpture and architecture through site-specific art. Site-specific is a special exercise in the world of art. It is more like working as an architect because everything starts from its destination. And for me, it is always about to resolve an impossible equation. And I think there is a lot to explore in that direction. Eventually, in fact, sculpture itself as an organic component will cease to be a vertical accent and will become at some point the landscape itself. Sculpture and landscape have always been linked anyway. My first realization of that idea was when I was in Taiwan in 2003. I was there for an international symposium in Hualien on the Pacific coast. I've been there a month sculpting, and at the end of it, they presented in one sole exhibition our contemporary sculpture works with the scholar rocks, the gongxi. The contrast was spectacular. As you know, the gongxi are those rocks particularly appreciated by Chinese, Korean, and Japanese scholars, are naturally shaped by nature. The scholar rocks are formed by the process of destruction. Their creation witnessed the most furious, raging and cataclysmic condition the planet can offer. Volcanic eruption unleashed lethal toxic gases, killing every breathing thing. The displacement of tectonic plate create gigantic ice landslides, which at its turn generate titanic tsunamis. It took hundreds of thousands of years for nature to make those sculptures, erupting, splitting, crushing, shaping, grinding, and polishing just for the sake of it. Sculpting itself by itself for no one else but itself. As an object for meditation, the scholar rocks are believed to be imbued with primordial and supernatural energies capable of dynamic transformation. They offered imaginary travel to mystical peaks and cave paradise. If when observing the scholar rocks, we are looking at our origin, I was wondering what other people in 1,000 years will observe from their origin. And following that main concept, my urban rocks offer a similar imaginary travel, presenting new shapes of cities and landscapes, utopic and dystopian visions. It is, after all, another dialogue between sculpture, architecture, and landscape. Italo Calvino wrote in Le Città Invisibili that cities are an abstraction of our ways to interact together. A chaotic ensemble of people, situations, and problems that we have to deal with, which, as a fundamental of architecture, it is that chaos which defines our realities. Here in artistry, we have 12 vertical sculptures which seems floating in the space. Each of those pieces works on their own right separately. They tell 12 different stories, sculpted in 12 different pieces of stones and with 12 different approaches. And they are sitting on pedestal. I don't like pedestal usually. I prefer sculptures to be positioned in an everyday life situation without pedestal, just like people. But in that case, the pedestals positioned in a ring become an architecture. And this architecture unifies the arts in a monument, in an architecture of time. And that's what is very interesting working with stones, time. I love stones. As a primal matter, it gives a deeper meaning to sculpture. It took millions of years for the stone to become what they are. Some come from the crystallization of sediments, some others are the result of magma infusion. And during that time, they witness our own creation. They are the evidence of an alive planet and a common origin. Unlike us, they are in perpetual transformation. The choice to work with different kinds of stones here was to present an idea of universality. Therefore, there is travertine from Iran, breccia from Turkey, marble from Spain and France, and malachite from Canada. But the main source comes from Italy. The white marble comes from Carrara, and I had a chance to select it directly from the quarry. I love to go to quarries. Those man-made wonders are always fascinating and make you feel so humble. Quarrying the mountains is a work of titans, and you lose any conception of scale in the middle of it. And from this quarry in Italy to artistry in Quarry Bay, you have to cut the blocks, put it in the truck, transport to the workshop, lift it in position with cranes. You will have spent thousands of dollars before even being able to take your chisel. Sculpture is very physical. Even with our electric tools and diamond discs, it is hard, it is cold, and it is very heavy. And at the same time, it is very fragile. Moving a piece in position is always very scary. Sculpture is not an immediate thing. Even with the robotic tools, it can take several months to create a piece from start to finish. In stone, I've been sculpting more or less in the same manner for thousands of years. Discovering the volume by carving a series of plans from a six-face block to a skin finish. The use of robotic sculpture today is relatively new. And it is interesting because it allows you to experiment new approach in revealing the form. I've been using 3D CAD for more than 20 years. I love it. Designing directly in 3 dimensions, it is in fact modeling. In the way that it allows you to study your subject virtually and make executive decisions before it is too late in the block, just like you do with clay and gyps. So once I've inserted the model in the block, I program the tools to act in a determinate way and let the machine discovering the volume. However, the machine does not think, and it is still a very limited tool after all. Sometimes it is very interesting and I keep some tracks of it, and sometimes it is not very good, so I recarve it myself. In fact, from the initial sketch to the final touch, it remains anyway a man-made sculpture. I believe in the precious and unicity of the final artwork. All my work are unique. I don't sell plastic models, I don't work with bronze, I don't do edition of it, I don't repeat myself. From the monumental site-specific to the more smaller pieces, the one you got from me, no one else got it. I know it seems absurd to sculpt stone today in our contemporary steel and glass cities. And yet, it is for me a way to connect with our planet. Stone is earth. and Earth is where we all come from. We have the same origin. And if you are willing to see another world in a tiny piece of stone, artistry here in Taikoo Place is a refuge of the mind. It is a great venue. Artistry is an extraordinary multi-use venue designed to offer everyday reflection, inspiration, sensations, and experience in the very inside of the community. And with its curved black walls, artistry offers a great alternative to present sculpture in contrast with the usual white galleries. The urban rock here offers a reflection on what unites us, how we live, and what we will leave behind. It is a full immersion in a timeless landscape of landscapes, and you are part of it. So I really hope you will have the same fun here that I had in making this exhibition. Welcome and enjoy. Thank you.